Welcome, podcast listeners. You are here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. It is episode number 286 of the Fret Talk podcast. You are joined by your hosts today. It is me, Budge. I never introduced myself. What's going on? You are also joined by, oh my gosh, it is Josh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Indeed. Very suspicious. Dun, dun, dun. And you are joined by Mr. Matt Quines. Hey, hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Yeah, we did the thing. Nice.
He said it.
He
You
did.
know the Simpsons meme. Say the line, Bart. Say the line.
Oh, I love that. Like when they do it for like local bands. Say the line. Big things coming soon. Yeah. And it's so true. Like I have used that line before, and like absolutely fuck all's come out for the next 5 years. Oh, it's quality. But anyway, gentlemen, how are we? Are we all good?
Yeah, not too bad.
Can't complain.
That's it. I mean, even if you do, like, no one's listening. So it's such is life, innit?
Somebody's got to listen to us rant and rave and moan and be boomers. So
Absolutely. I mean, we have got a listenership. I've seen the figures. We're fairly big in America, and the UK. Tell you what, I'm huge in Japan.
I knew it was, I didn't know exactly where in the Far East you were going to pick, but I knew you were picking somewhere out there.
Oh dear. And that's the level of humour that you've signed up for, dear listeners. So, as per usual, we're going to indulge in what we've been up to this week. And I think I'm going to take it away first because I have got a shed load of things to talk about. Oi. Right. So this very evening that we are recording on a Tuesday night, which is quite premature for us. But I mean, at this age, premature is expected, isn't it?
Suit yourself.
Chance would be a fine thing. I mean, an early night is more fun these days, I reckon. But yeah, so like this evening, I released 2 videos that happened to be on the same pedal. I didn't mean to. I forgot. Like I've completely forgot about scheduling, and they are on 2 different channels, so it's not that much of a faux pas. But it was based on the K-Line Killer Shark Boost, which I think is pretty fucking rad. So it's like a almost like I'd kind of liken it to a DOD 250, where it's kind of like glassy, clean, and you can add a bit of grit to it as well. But it also has a tone control, which is very, very subtle. But it does do something. It definitely does do something. But it's like it very subtly manipulates where the mid frequency sits. So if you like wind it all the way back, you get this kind of full range boost, and then you eke it up towards the end, it gets a little bit more glassy, but it's never really like super affected. But
So you've got a tone control, I assume, a volume control. What's the other one? Is that grit or
gain?
Or...
Yeah, gain. Yeah.
Just like for the uninitiated of us, why does a boost pedal need more than a volume control?
I mean, a tone control on a boost pedal is quite nice because then you can dial in exactly the frequency that you want to be boosting. Like if you've got like a humbucker guitar, you might want to do something a little bit further up the frequency spectrum than, say, a single coil, like a bright single coil. So there's that.
I mean, if you're like for me, if you're calling something a boost pedal, what it's there to do is change the volume to a louder volume.
Yeah.
If
boost.
you want to change the frequency, buy an EQ pedal. If you want to add a bit of drive and increase the volume, buy a drive pedal.
Yeah, tube screamers are fine.
Yeah, I don't understand the concept of multiple control boosts. Like the The guitarist in one of my bands has a Spark Mini, which I get because it's got one control and it makes things louder. It might add a bit of gain, but most of that is because it's making it louder and that pushes everything.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is the full-size Sparks and things like that, where you got 4 controls. It's a drive pedal. It's a really quiet drive pedal. That's what it is. Or a really low gain drive pedal. And that's what I assume this thing is if it adds grit as well. It's just a drive pedal, just with not much drive.
Yeah, so but the way that it's voiced, it's quite quite a present drive pedal. So it's not one that you'd necessarily use as your kind of standard overdrive. I mean, it's got enough drive that you could.
But I wouldn't use a Tube Screamer as a standard overdrive. I use it as a lead.
Yeah, but you could. You could. Like, there's enough.
I would argue against that statement. I
Yeah.
wouldn't ever use it as unless you're running your amp cooked, in which case that is your drive pedal.
Yeah. But there are people who do use that. I mean, check out the how to use overdrive pedals on Pedal Boards of Doom, which this second in the series was about boost pedals, which then featured the K-Line Killer Sharp Boost. So that was a segue. Definitely was.
If that wasn't a cheeky plug, then I don't know. I don't know what is.
Yeah, and if you get over to PBOD and sub to PBOD, there's another 2 of these how-to videos coming out, and they are not the kind of effects that you'd be expecting. So, like, you think overdrive boost, you might think, oh, next one's maybe like fuzz or distortion. Nope. But I'm gonna.
I swear to God, if it's a bit crusher, I'm unsubscribing.
Shit, that's us losing one member. No, it's not. It's
Tell me again, where can you find this information at?
and that's Pedal Boards of Doom at YouTube. That's Pedal Boards of Doom at YouTube. So yeah, I mean, I released that this week, and it's pretty good. I like that boost pedal because it, like, the grit that it can add does that tube screamery thing that if you do want to add a bit of gain, but it does it in a slightly brighter way. So I like it. I think it works really well. And then I've obviously done the how to use a boost pedal for Pedal Boards of Doom, which goes through another couple of ways that you might use like any type of boost pedal, not just this specific one. But I'll leave you to watch that because those tips are like top quality, if I do say so myself. I mean, I shot and edited the video, so I'm pretty sure that I should think that way. Like, if I thought it was shit, this is not a great advertisement for it. But no, I like genuinely think that the uses that I've shown to use a boost pedal are uses that most guitarists should know. So, like, check it out, definitely. I also did a live stream this week, and not a Fret Talk live stream. What? Mental.
What's going on?
I know. Like, we've done plenty of live streams as Fret Talk. We've done, like, me and Lee have done them on Pedal Boards of Doom as well, where we've gone through. We actually did like the K-Line G series as an entirety. We did. What else did we do?
The Venom and the
Triumph. Yeah. So we did that. I think we might have done Helix 3.5 as well. The release of that. So we've done a few of those, and I thought, you know what, the Budget Pedal Chap channel does deserve some live stream action because it's actually quite good fun. So I invited my friend, Mr. Dave Rage and Jay from AM Guitars AM Guitar on YouTube to come and do a live stream.
The least searchable YouTube channel in history.
yeah. I mean, by his own admission, he was like, "Yeah, I probably should have chosen a different name here." But I've linked him in the description. Not in the description. I've linked him in the pinned comment of that YouTube video. So definitely go check him out because, like, his and my channel really quite similar. We do things in a different way. I do a lot of like letting the pedal talk and kind of staying away from the camera, where he's like full on like camera presence and talks through the gear that he's reviewing. So you get kind of 2 different approaches on like quite similar gear that we review. Like, even to the point where some of the pedals that I've got, I've bought off him, and some of the pedals that he's got, he's bought off me. So they are the actual same pedals. But yeah, so I had him on, and we did like a rundown of the most popular pedals that were on my channel for 2022, and did like a top 5. You must buy budget pedals of 2023, because like the top 5 lists that came out are actually all pretty banging pedals, and I think there's reason to at least try each of these once, and without spoiling the the actual top 5. There's quite an eclectic mix of pedals, so it's not just all kind of Tube Screamer based drives. In fact, actually, there is not a Tube Screamer based drive on there, not one. So,
do you think that's because you avoided doing some Tube Screamer drives earlier in the year?
No, I don't think so. I've definitely, I keep peppering them into the channel. They're definitely there, but I think like largely people aren't searching on volume like the newest or latest budget version of a Tube Screamer, because there's just like if anything is saturated, it is the market for Tube Screamers, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I don't think like you'll never get massive search on those kind of things, but it will always tick over, because like the Joyo Vintage Overdrive is always going to be a popular pedal. Stuff like the Tube Screamer Mini and things like that. Like all of these ones that are kind of affordable and do that kind of Tube Screamer thing, absolutely. But yeah, there's quite a few, and there's one utility pedal that surprised me that it got onto the list. But again, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna give away the game here. But definitely check it out, because it's a good laugh.
Absolutely.
So, gentlemen, who wants to go next? Matt, go on, give us some.
Yeah, so I gave we behind the scenes we talk mildly about everything, just to sort of plan a podcast beforehand, and I mentioned that although I have picked up a guitar this week, I've done it in a really boring way, in that I've just gone over a set list because I've got a gig, and we haven't had the ability to practice, which means I haven't played with these guys since November.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, in the absence of being able to practice together, I should probably run over a set list just to kind of like get myself back in the game, because I know what I'm like. I know these songs back to front. I've been playing a lot of them for 10 years. But we'll get there, and somebody will say a song, and I'm like, it's not there. It's there somewhere, but I have no idea how that goes. I'm supposed to start it, and I have no idea what the tempo is, what the key is, what the first chord is. Like, so yeah, just kind of had like had to run over and just kind of like, okay, yeah, no, I can do this. And I didn't go through the whole song of all of them, but I just literally looked at the set list, created a playlist in Spotify of those 25 songs or 30 songs, whatever it is, and then just went through at least the opening like minute, and then if I was like, yeah, this is just the same shit, skip. Yeah. And kind of just and like there's a couple of them that we do our own versions, so I just refreshed myself on the versions rather than playing along, because that doesn't work. Like if you're trying to play in a different key, don't practice it in the original key 3 days before a gig or 5 days before a gig. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, that's a surefire way of fucking up during a gig, that isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, so that's all I've done. But what I was mentioning is, we've spoken about this quite a few times. A few times this year, I've come to a podcast and saying I haven't picked a guitar up in X amount of time, and it's because I'm incredibly lazy.
Yeah, I can feel you there.
And I don't have a rig set up at home. Like we don't really have that much space in this flat for the two of us.
Yeah,
and I have some space on my desk. Admittedly, I tend to fill it with shit, but if it wasn't space, I wouldn't put things like sweet wrappers or like reams of Pokemon cards or books or strings for guitars. I wouldn't just leave it kind of lying around. So what I'm considering is turning the back of my desk into a pedal board.
Yeah.
And just
Like
having a
static
fixed
pedal board,
setup.
Yeah.
Having a fixed setup. So like, I want to have, obviously I'll have the simplifier at the front so I can just break it off when I need to go and take it to a gig. But that'll be obviously my kind of like my sort of amp sound, just so that it's better than the cheap one that I've got, and I'm more likely to want to use it if it's the better sounding quality thing that I've got. So I'll have that. I don't have the Hall of Fame on a board at the moment, so I'll have that as the reverb, just to kind of make the simplifier sound like it's an amp as opposed to a sound.
Yeah.
Because I would say that's my one criticism with the simplifier, and it would be same with the Iridium or whatever you're using in that kind of space. If it doesn't have built-in reverb, it's never going to sound like an amp because it's not in a space.
The Iridium does. It's got like a room.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, like a room knob, and you can dial in the amount of like liveliness that you get in there.
And that's exactly what I'll do with the Hall of Fame. I'll just dial in so it sounds like an amp in a room rather than like an actual reverb. Obviously, if I need an actual reverb, I can just tweak it, but I'll probably dial it in and kind of leave it fixed. What I don't have is a multi-modulation pedal anymore, and I could probably do with it because if I'm learning stuff, I probably need modulation.
You want to be in a kind of ballpark, don't you?
Yeah, so like obviously, what I don't need is just a chorus pedal because, like if I have just a chorus pedal and then I need something else, I'll have to break that out and put something else in. But I don't know what the cheap multi effects are these days. You
need to get an M5, don't you?
Yeah, but I've got an M5 on the board. And the other thing about an M5 is the current drawer is a pain in the arse. What I want to do is not have to buy another power supply, and I've got what's the 5 output T-Rex one called? Whatever the isolated
the fuel
5.
tank, is it?
Yes, it might be. But yeah, I've got one of those, so I want to set it up with that. But what I basically want is to work out what the cheap options remember the old mod factory?
Yeah. Do they not do that anymore?
I've no idea.
They probably still do.
I sold my one like 5 years ago. I'll just have a dig, so I'll pick something like that up, and then I'll just have whatever drive pedals on my board.
Yeah.
As the other, so basically, like the power supply has 5 things, so like 5 supplies. So the simplifier will be one, the reverb will be one, the mod will be one, and then I'll do whatever drive I want and some sort of boost.
Yeah.
So it'll probably, at the moment, as it's not on the board, will be the Messiah and maybe the Honey Burst.
Oh, that is. I mean, that's a tone so good that you'll be like, oh, why am I not using these for the actual board?
Oh, I mean, I have a reason, and that's because the Messiah and the Vox don't play well, but that's only because the Vox doesn't like anything apart from the hotcake, really is your kind of like bass drive sound.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason the Messiahs come off the board.
Yeah, the Vox can be a right dick.
Yeah, and that is the criticism of the Vox. And like so TT is like 4.5 months away, so 4 months away now, but like plenty of time. But I'm hoping that I can run stereo into the Marshall and the Vox, and I'm sort of planning on working out a way to run 2 different boards into the 2 different amps at the big stage if we get the gig on it. And I'll obviously need a switcher for that, but I'll come to those solutions when I know what's going on.
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean,
sounds
like a plan. Sounds like a plan. I mean, if not, then when is basically you've got all this gear, and that's that kind of crowd deserves a nice big, like raucous rock sound.
It's a 4,000 capacity outdoor venue. If I can't run 2 amps with 2 different pedal boards with a switcher, which I don't own, when am I ever going to get the chance? Like, my ideal would be to have the hotcake as the bass drive for the Vox and the Messiah as the bass drive for the whatever the Plexi's called, the SV20, and then have broadly similar. Like, I'd probably keep the Vox with no modulation or thing and just have the modulation in the Plexi only or something like that. I'll work out what I'm going to do with that at some point, but like that would just be the pinnacle of my guitar career if I can like just run a ridiculous amount of shit just because.
Yeah. I mean, you saying that, it's just reminded me of a picture that I saw crop up on Facebook today, which was like the tech crew bringing on John Frusciante's pedalboard. It was a two-man fucking job.
It looks like a fucking single mattress size, like, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the feedback from the gig?
Yeah, people have been absolutely slated. Like, long time Red Hot Chili Peppers fans saying, "Yeah, never again."
Yeah, they're fucking terrible now. Don't bother.
I mean, they always kind of have been.
As well, so.
Allegedly. Yeah,
he put it in his own autobiography, but yeah, I suppose allegedly.
Yeah.
But everybody who I've seen has just said, they're not worth watching anymore.
Yeah,
I used to like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, I say used to like the last album I listened to was Stadium Arcadium, and there were like 4 songs on it.
Yeah, that was a double album. What
are you saying, Josh?
Have they stopped singing about California yet?
I have no idea. I was going to say, I highly doubt it, but I haven't listened to any of their new songs since 2006.
Yeah. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, this is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, if you take California out the Red Hot Chili Peppers, what are you left with? Very, very little. Like some slap bass
and talking about weighing things.
Yeah, sure. Indeed. Which is probably like a subtle metaphor.
The weight. That's how you measure the weight of a Red Hot Chili Pepper. You give it away now. Oh, wait, we do the shit joke at the end, don't we? Damn.
Yeah. It's peak too soon, mate. Peak too soon. And yeah, even that's probably a thinly veiled metaphor for California somehow.
I'm sure if you know more about California or the chilies, I'm sure there's a route there somewhere.
California Reaper Pepper or whatever it's called.
I mean, that's probably why they're called the Chili Peppers, isn't it?
Yeah, it probably is. For fuck's sake.
I can't believe they're like 40 years old as well, that band. It's just mental.
Yeah. If ever there was a band who should have stopped, just I don't necessarily wish ill upon them. Apart from the the one.
What to me they are like they're a band who started too early and finished too late.
Yeah.
Like there's a brief period. In fact, they could probably have done one album of songs with all of their output, and I would probably not mind that album.
Yeah, it would look.
Could probably make they've done. I've lost count how many albums.
It must be like
to be honest,
12 to 15, I would guess.
Something like that. But you could probably make like one album just of the good songs, and then the rest of it can all just go in the bin.
Just call it the California Chronicles. Just one album, and then that is the entire Chili Peppers output, and that's all you need.
And the thing is, like, you can say that about a lot of bands, but most of those bands have got some really good songs and then some fine songs on albums, and I don't find that with the Chili Peppers. They usually either have songs that I will listen to or songs that are unlistenable on albums.
Yeah, like it's all or nothing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all or nothing. And
I'm somebody who would have described myself 10 years ago as, I'm sort of a Chili Peppers fan, but not real. Like, looking at whether I actually like the musical output, probably not really.
Yeah, I've never bought into the hype of them. So, for me, it's been kind of watching people cotton on to the fact that they're just not really that good. Just like a whole mass realization. Why are we listening to these guys? Like, what does bump de hump mean? Like, of course,
it means exactly what it says.
Bomb de hump, of course. Anyway, Mr. Joshua, oh my gosh, it is Josh. Wagwan.
What
are we saying?
What we saying?
You've got a quad cortex patch going on this week, haven't you?
I have, yes. After the success of what I thought was the highway mode and patch 2.0, I spent some time. I think it one night when I got in from work, I got in early, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video tonight. I'm gonna make a video, and I just made a really nice, huge stereo sounding patch
Nice.
for the Quad Cortex, utilizing the new hybrid mode.
Yes. So for those who are unaware of the hybrid mode, you did a
go to Pedal Boards of Doom on YouTube and see the new Core OS 2.0 update video I did 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean we talked about it on the podcast as well, but
yes, we did.
Really, there's no substitute for visuals, is there? So I mean, let's just carry on shilling. Just
So the hybrid mode is where you can. There's 3 modes on the Quad Cortex. You got preset, scene, and stomp. Preset is where you can kind of go between your banks.
Yeah.
Presets.
Yeah, you've basically got like a fully saved unlog patch that you can't touch. You just kind of cycle between them.
Yeah. And then you've got the scene mode, which is like the individual presets, but then you've kind of got like 8 different versions of that. So you can have, clean, crunch, lead, heavy, wet, anything like that.
Yeah, so you can adjust the parameters on the. So you say, for example, like you had an amp and a couple of pedals, you could adjust the parameters on the amp and the pedals, but you'd still kind of tethered to those effects. Like that effects chain, and then like
think of it as like a pedal board and a MIDI switcher.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
And then there's stomp mode where, say, like if you are literally just using like one amp, like a JCM 800, and you're doing everything for effects, like you could be doing your gain staging through stomps and chucking in a delay here and there. You can set the pedals to like your stomp A or B. Like A can be like, I don't know, a TS808. B can be fuzz face, C can be both of them together, etc., etc. So the patch that I made is the main gain stage is based off a Victory VX 100 and a Soldano SLO 100. So those two are the amps in stereo mix.
So we're not going for clean here, are we?
We are. We also have
the fuck.
And the 2 amps in stereo for the clean are a Mesa Barber M0, which has got a beautiful sounding clean, and using the VX100 as well on the clean.
Yeah.
And those are going into, we've got an Alnico 412 Marshall. Alnico Creamback, whatever it's called. Speakers and a Mesa V30 412 as well.
Yeah, I think we've got a few videos in the chamber anyway, so we can schedule something in if it's not this week. We'll work it out off the cast anyway. We'll see what's going on.
People are going to enjoy it.
Yeah, no doubts. And that's going to be a patch that Quad Cortex users can download as well, isn't it? For free. Oh, you don't get nothing in this world for free. Right, gentlemen. Hot take. Like last week's hot take. Absolutely. There was. Yeah, it didn't go well for the hot take. I think it was. Let's have a look who was to blame for it. Robbie Valentine. People were not happy with your opinion. Fuzz is a trash tier effect, or fuzz pedals are trash tier effects. 84% of the people did not agree with that as a statement, and we expected.
Which I think is the biggest winning margin we've kind of had so far on a lukewarm hot take.
I mean, look, if it's not it's definitely up there, isn't it? We expected that. We knew going in that was going to be a tough sell. I think that's the kindest way of putting it. Right, this week's hot take comes courtesy of Mr. BudgetPedalChap. And it is without Birmingham, metal wouldn't be as good. Without Birmingham, metal wouldn't be as good.
Ooh.
It's a spicy boy. It's a spicy boy.
Ooh, I think that's actually a little bit kind of hotter than a lukewarm hot take.
Can I ask some very basic questions before I form an opinion?
Of course you can.
Other than Black Sabbath,
Yep.
what you got?
Judas Priest. Cannibal
Okay,
Corpse.
Judas Priest isn't real, and Pandy is Cannibal Corpse. I don't know who they are.
Napalm Death.
Sorry, Napalm Death,
Yeah.
not Cannibal Corpse. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, like all of which instrumental within the forming of their scenes. Like if you extend Birmingham to like the West Midlands area as well, like half of Led Zeppelin were from.
Yeah, but yeah, like fine, you can have half of Led Zeppelin.
That's, I mean, the best half. Like the singer and the drummer who, like, he was such a good drummer that people know his name.
Sorry, I thought Page was from the West Midlands.
No, he's a right Kent.
Yeah, sorry, that's why I went when you said the best half. I didn't realise it was Bonham as well.
No, but yeah, Bonham's a lot proper Brummie.
And Jethro Tull's Dave Pegg is also from Birmingham.
There you go. Of course. But I mean, like our big claim to fame, and this is going for the metal angle because, like, why the fuck not? Is Black Sabbath, isn't it? Like Black Sabbath were the forefathers of metal.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
They started it going where it was, and then you had Judas Priest following on with that new wave of British heavy metal, which was the kind of the next succession. It was like the spiritual successor to the first wave of metal. Was the new wave of British heavy metal? Because I know that you had like after that you had like the LA glam scene and stuff like that, but we don't talk about that because that's not really following on from Black Sabbath now, is it? Come on.
I know you had bands as well like Slade, but you know they did come a little bit later on.
From Wolverhampton, my man. But yeah, I mean Slade, like you can't do Christmas without that. But it's not metal. Like metal is where we're talking. So Judas Priest and Black Sabbath, pretty much what I'm saying is without those guys, heavy metal would not be as good these days.
I think there would probably be. I mean, Black Sabbath are the, like, they are Genesis. They are the kind of.
Or Mega Drive if you're over here in the UK.
Yeah. It's the spawning of it all.
Yeah.
There were,
got you that, didn't it, man?
It did.
Music probably would have found roots elsewhere.
Yeah.
In something else, but Sabbath were just the right band at the right time, and a lot of the biggest bands in the world have all said, "Oh, we owe it to Black Sabbath. We owe it to Black Sabbath. We owe it to Black Sabbath." Kind of thing.
I mean, Zakk Wylde owes it so much to Black Sabbath that he spent the good half of his career doing Black Sabbath. Basically, he was doing like Ozzy's version of Black Sabbath. And like he even did,
Sure in it.
Well, just that's pretty much it, isn't it? But he did like Ozzy with the Black Sabbath material, and then went along and did Zakk Sabbath, which were pretty fucking awesome.
Which was just like pinch harmonics galore and fret wanking for 2 hours.
Oh,
yeah, but I mean the riff slap. Thanks, Iomi.
Well, yeah, like.
Yeah, the wrists do slap when they're by himself, not when you got Zakk Wylde going over the top of it.
It's like he was in the room.
It was, to be fair. Look, I'll give you Black Sabbath in that I think Black Sabbath shaped the way metal became. I think metal was inevitable because I think
it is inevitable.
I think there was always going to be somebody who went, what if we made this sound creepy, or what if we made this sound weird, or like, what if we take classical music but add a load of distortion to it?
No. So that was Deep Purple. They were basically playing Bach, but with
I'm sorry, but fucking is it Black Sabbath that is just fucking? Oh no, yeah, like there's like 4 or 5 songs that are just like classical music pieces that have been slightly altered.
I can't say that I know too many of the Black Sabbath. I know that there's a lot of kind of diminished feeling tunes
and even just like the intro to, I'm pretty sure it's the intro to Black Sabbath, where it's just open, flattened fifth down to a 4. And that's just all taken from
doomiest riff ever.
Yeah, exactly. And it's ripped straight from pieces of classical. Hundreds of pieces of classical music use that to create tension and then release it. It's as old as the hills in terms of a trait in music, and like they did it in a really weird way that made it sound even creepier, which was fantastic for the music that they were doing, and they knew exactly what they wanted to do. But somebody was eventually going to do that with a distorted guitar sound if it wasn't Black Sabbath. I think that Iommi had a very, very good understanding of this is how to make we've got Ozzy saying this weird shit. This is the best way to make the guitar sound
like Ozzy's.
It's supporting those kind of feelings or those kind of like sayings, and I think that really, really helped them, because I don't think anybody had thought about making the guitar sound in those particular ways. Obviously, we'd moved away from just straight blues by then, but like making the guitar sound as like tell the same amount of story as the guitar in terms of like going for those kind of like more sinister things hadn't really been a thing pre-Iommi. So I think it's probably came around quicker, but Sabbath is all you've got. Like Judas Priest are breaking the law and nothing more to 90% of the human race.
No, but
bearing in mind that I googled Judas Priest, I fought the law because I couldn't remember which law song was theirs, because I don't know who Judas Priest are, because they're not big enough to have made it to the Isle of Man, which is like 300 miles away. So they're a tiny little Birmingham band that you are absolutely obsessed with.
The biggest band that has come to the Isle of Man is the Darkness, for fuck's sake. Like, no one can be bothered to go there.
He's got a little gleeful smile on his face, like he's just lit the touch paper and run.
If you want to see bands live, come to a place called Mainland UK. Stop living in your own.
I've been to the Mainland UK. You've got shit like fucking Nickelback and Ed Sheeran and Watermelon Penis Face or whatever his name is.
I believe he's called Harry Styles, but yes,
That's him.
Right. So, like, biggest tropes of metal music, the kind of the sinister, diminished kind of feel to it, and like the like Phrygian stuff as well. Yeah. Iommi kind of pioneered that as a guitar trope. Another massive trope of metal music, which happens still to this day, is down-tuned guitars. Iommi was doing that like back in the day. So
because wasn't like Children of Grace, was it C-sharp standard or something?
Yeah, like they were dropping shit like it was hot back in the day, and like part of that was to accommodate for the fact that he fucked his fingers up and all of this, and like if that never happened, they might not have been as like the band that they are. But it's a perfect storm of all of these things that may have been inevitable, but they all converged at the point that is Black Sabbath.
They did, but they converged at Black Sabbath, and then they very quickly left Birmingham.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like that Birmingham is the home of metal and that nothing ever out of Birmingham should be classed as metal.
No,
like, it's not like champagne and like sparkling wine.
Is Birmingham has Black Sabbath, and everything else that's came out of Birmingham is in terms of the metal scene.
No.
Like I say, Judas Priest are not the band that you think they are outside of. I think there's like an obsession within the Birmingham scene of Judas Priest, because we've had this conversation you try to equate them to Iron Maiden, which is just offensive.
They're part of the new wave of British heavy metal. Same with like Def Leppard.
Like Iron Maiden, but
Maiden are also seminal when it comes to like that second wave of like heavy metal within the UK. And there's no denying that they're almost as like iconic as the big four when it comes to thrash. But like those guys are all quoting Sabbath as being like the inspiration for it.
The big four quote Diamond Head, don't they?
Yeah, some of them do, but like they also quote Sabbath as
yeah.
So like the statement is, without Birmingham, metal wouldn't be as good. And it's down to our listeners.
I believe you should change the word Birmingham for Black Sabbath, because I think you're clutching at. So I will be voting against on the basis that you've used the word Birmingham instead of the two words Black and Sabbath.
I mean, go for it. Go for it.
But technically, if we're going to really splitting hairs, you'd go. It wouldn't like heavy metal wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for Aston.
Oh, yeah. If it weren't for Ozzy's mom.
Yeah. No, Ozzy's dad.
Yeah. Oh, fuck it. Yeah, fucked him over, didn't I? But there we go. So that is our hot take. There will be ultimately cryptic options in the poll, which will be in the Fret Talk podcast group. So vote in it. Have your say. Is Birmingham the place that made metal good? Like, you can vote yes, or you can vote wrong. Your choice is in the Fret Talk podcast group. So go there to have your vote. We've got some news, haven't we, gentlemen? In fact, we're coming quite close to the end of the podcast. What happened? Where did the time go? Right.
I have no idea.
We're gonna mention these bloody Black Star pedals. We're gonna do it. Let's do it, okay? Right, so the Black Star, because it's been 3 weeks and we've been promising. Black Star have released a revision of the Amped series. So they did like 3 little pedals. No, they didn't, did they? That was the like Depth 10 or something. And then they released the Amped, which was like a flamp.
I remember 2 Amped, but I didn't know there was 3.
Yeah.
There was a low gain and a high gain. I assume they called them something else, but
no, I think they were just called the Amped. So yeah, the Amped. So they've brought out a second revision of it, which is, or let's say, I'm equating it kind of to a fly rig, where it's very much a flamp, because it's got like the power section that you can power a guitar cab with. It's like 100-watt power section. Class D, so it'll be 100 watt at 4 ohms, I assume, and then it'll scale down.
Yeah.
So it's got a drive section, it's got a modulation section, a delay section, and a reverb section. So whereas the old ones just had your drive section, and then had like a couple of switching options for like cab sims and whatnot, this has got essentially most of a signal chain. I mean, you could use it as an entire signal chain, and that could be your thing. But for most people, you might want to augment it with some pedals to get to like the tone that you really want. But essentially, pretty standard kind of fly rig sitch. The kind of thing that you'd expect. I don't know, like Tech 21 did a couple of fly rigs, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that kind of thing, but with the ability to power a cab as well.
Yeah, so it's basically the next kind of stage in the fly rig, isn't it? It's moving away from it just being plug it straight into a desk, and you can actually run a cab from it instead.
Yeah. So the I/O on the back is pretty impressive. I think the original Ampts had something similar as well. So it's got USB out with left and right cab sim, preamp, and then dry. So you can like the output on it is 4 output, and you can go super in depth with it. So you've even got like a drive through. It's got MIDI via TRS. It's got 2 9-volt outputs as well. So it's designed that you also use pedals to augment it.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty spot on, because that is exactly what you'd do. XLR out. It's got a line out. It's got an effects loop as well. So again, pointing towards that, this is augmenting a fuller setup.
Yeah.
And that's your lot. I think I can't remember exactly how much these were, but I remember them being quite pricey.
I think about 600 quid.
I was going to say, I think the first ones were about 400 quid. So
yeah, I think
I will just do a bit of Googling whilst you talk about it.
Yeah, that wicked. So what are we thinking about these? What are we thinking? So we've mentioned the fly rig. Josh, you've shown us a hand gesture on an audio podcast.
Yeah.
So what are we saying?
It's a thumbs down for me.
Yeah.
I think you're kind of going to be, I think you're going to get better quality effects in some bit like a HX Stomp and a little power amp. You know, like the Seymour Duncan power. Is it power stage?
Power stage. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
You got the EHX 44 Magnum, or
they're like the Baby Boom as well by Moore as well.
I think you're going to kind of get a bit more bang for your buck with that than this. I mean, you know, some people like the idea of having it all in one unit, but Blackstar, you know, when they were doing the practice amps, and you know, the effects in there were always kind of leaving a lot to be desired.
You what?
Now kind of make
the ID cores had some absolutely banging effects in. Look, and that's their cheap solid state. Well, actually, not solid state even. It's digital modeling amps. Yeah. Like the drive section's not always the best. They were serviceable and kind of their time, but the effects within them were really actually quite decent sounding. And
I watched some videos on it, and I must admit I wasn't blown away by it.
Not sold on it. Okay, I think like what you mentioned there actually about the alternatives, is a great point. The fact that you buy this, you've got that drive sound, you've got that delay sound, you've got that modulation sound and that reverb sound. And although it's got an effects loop and you could put your own like effects into that
bumps the price up.
Yeah, and you've bought this unit with those things built in.
Yeah, it's 539 quid, by the way.
Okay.
So you could buy yourself a HX Stomp and a power amp.
Well, you couldn't these days because you can't buy them for love nor money. But
yeah, okay, but you will be able to once they're back in stock again. It's not like fucking Line 6 have stopped making the Stomp, is it?
No. Yeah,
but like, and if you're talking about like augmenting this by running pedals into it, like if you want a different drive sound and you spend 150 quid on a drive sound, and you want, rather than generic chorus, tremolo, or phaser, you want to spend 150 quid on a like TC pedal, you're now at 800 quid. Just buy a HX LT, Helix LT.
I mean, the thing then, you would also have to buy a power, like a power unit to get it to power a cab.
Yeah, you would, but like, do you really need to? Like, it's 2023. Like, as much as I'm I'm obsessed with amps and only have amps and hate using non-amps. If you're using this as a fly rig or something along those lines, just plug it into the desk. It's got the functionality for that, and also so do all the others. I like, okay, if you do want to run a cab, fair enough, but
most likely, if you're using it as a like you say, a fly rig, you're flying into a venue. Most of the time, if you're playing these sort of shows, a venue is going to have an amp that you can plug into the effects loop of. You can just buy, bypass the preamp and use the power section if you really want had the option to go down that route. But like you said, it's a fly rig. Just plug into the fucking desk.
I mean, you could do feasibly. You could do both with like the IO that this has got. You've got line out. You've got XLR out. XLR it to the desk. Line out to the
cab.
Yeah, the effects.
The effects loop out.
There you go. You've got a monitor and you've got front of house.
Yeah, and like I know I often talk about like I will always run an amp, and I was chatting to in one of the groups that I'm in, and I was actually saying like for a lot of the things that I do these days, it would be easier for everybody if I just went from my simplifier to the desk. But if I have the option to bring an amp, I'm always going to do it, even if it's the more inconvenient solution, just because I like it that way.
Because it's nicer.
You are that dick, when you see the memes going around of like that's the stage, and then it's like, all right, Matt goes, okay, let me unload my 2 4x12 stack, and
yeah. I understand that I am in the wrong, and I also don't care. But and for the same reason, I wouldn't go down the route of this, because although it calls itself an amp, it's a guitar pedal with the functionality of an amp, and I don't like that concept. Also, who's got a fucking 40-foot long speaker cable to go from this to a cab?
Yeah.
I just
I think it's that, isn't it? I think you've touched upon a point there, that the convenience that it gives you, what it's actually giving you is the least good option out of the two. Like, it's giving you the worst of both worlds, almost, isn't it? Like, you're not getting the convenience of the digital modelling that you would with something like the HX Stomp or the GT Core, or even the Simplifier, which is like a much simpler version. You're not getting the convenience of, or like the breadth of that kind of thing, where you can, like with the digital ones, you can dial up all of these additional effects and like have the orders switched, and you don't have to have this reverb. You can have another reverb and all of that kind of stuff. And like with the Simplifier, you could easily build a board around
a board. Yeah.
And
like for me, the Simplifier is the perfect solution, because if I want to, I can leave it on the board and just, instead of plugging the Simplifier into a desk, plug the pedal before the Simplifier into an amp. And then I have a fly rig that I can also use with a real amp, which is what I do for the most part. At the moment, the Simplifier is off because it's, sat in the bedroom, because that's where I last used it to play along to some stuff. But like, that's how I would use kind of, if I had a HX Stomp, that's probably how I'd use that, in terms of I'd just run it at the end of my chain. Obviously, with the HX Stomp, you've obviously got the option for, like you say, all the different reverbs and modulations. But I don't see a world for this. And I watched Andy, the guitar geek.
Yeah.
I watched his demo of the V1s of these, or the amped ones.
Yeah.
And he was saying how it took him like 5 goes to make the video, because he couldn't ever get what he wanted, and eventually he got there and he was really sort of enjoying it.
Yeah.
But
if it takes 5 attempts. Yeah, it takes 5 attempts, yeah. I know what you mean, yeah.
And like, and I'm also probably at that point going to go out on a limb saying, if it takes you that long to dial in the amp sound and the drive sound, I don't want to try and dial in the modulation, reverb and delay on this. Because I'm with reverb, I'm fairly picky usually. Modulation, depending on the modulation, I care or don't. Like, this has got chorus, flange, tremolo, phaser. The chorus, I'm going to imagine I won't like, because I'm quite fussy about choruses.
Finicky about that, yeah.
And the tremolo and phaser. I mean, I'm unlikely to use a tremolo, because it's just going to make me feel sick.
I'd say it's not to make you feel ill again.
Yeah, and then like the phaser, phasers are what they are.
Phasers are the best ones. I mean, that's a hot take for another day, that is. But yeah, so I think, like, to play the devil's avocado, it's I think this pedal will be someone. Like, there was someone out there who this will be the ideal solution for. There'll be a handful of those people who go, yes, this is the product I have been after. But I don't think the market for it is specifically that big.
No.
I think that there's more people who would go, it'll do, I guess. Like, but yeah, there are better options, or there are options that give you more in a different way, like the HX Stomp, like the Simplifier,
And I'm really sorry, but for an extra 120 quid, you can buy an AC15 head, and that's an amp.
When it is, yeah.
And okay, it doesn't have it's got built-in reverb, and it'll probably be as good as the reverb in this. In fact, it's a fucking Spring, so might be better.
Yeah, it's going to be the best one.
It doesn't. I mean, it's got built-in tremolo actually, so it's got tremolo. So you're only missing the chorus and the phaser. Delay is pointless, so you don't need that anyway. And if you want to drive it, turn the gain bit up, and there you go, sorted. Buy an AC15 head instead.
I'm offended by the fact that he said delay is pointless.
Yeah, he's trying to like resurface old wounds here, isn't he? But
yeah, look, and like we said, like it's got an effects loop. Like most people are going to run their own board with this. Yeah, I would guess. And the ones that aren't, they're probably fine paying 550 quid or whatever it was. But like, it's not something. I think it's not aimed at the obsessed guitar market that listens to this podcast or watches YouTube videos or is kind of like really into guitar pedals. I think it's aimed at people that aren't as finicky about the tones that they get and more need it as a like touring solution.
Yeah, it's not aimed at the kind of people who would buy my merch. Which, just for the listener, it's got the phrase eat, sleep, practice, and repeat. But then practice is crossed out, and it says buy pedals, which I feel like spiritually is the kind of the motto of this podcast, isn't it? Because that's what we're here for. Because we don't want to practice.
Can you buy this shirt? I'm curious.
I mean, there are links. If you go into my YouTube channel, if I'm giving you the inside scoop here. So if you go into my YouTube channel, on the community tab, there is a post. In fact, there's 2 posts that give you the discount code to get 10% off this t-shirt. By the time that this is out, it won't work.
you fucking cockty.
You know what? I'm gonna extend it to the listeners here. If you are looking to purchase and you have missed that discount code, hit me up on the Fretzel podcast group, and I will create you a one time only 10% off code. So I will honour that for you. Just because I like you guys. You're my boys and girls. Although I've checked the analytics and no, you're my boys.
Where are the women at?
Not here, I can tell you that. Yeah, we finally did it. We finally got through to the Black Star, the Black Star news. My gosh. Right, we've got
next up. We're just going to try and do the new Ibanez line.
Yeah, so we've got the Strymon Cloudburst and the EHX Slapback Echo. They will go on next week's podcast. Okay.
Yeah, because it's another Strymon reverb in a blue casing. Oh, because they've never done that before.
Is it another one, or is it just one of the other ones in a smaller housing?
Gentlemen, you are giving the game away here.
So what you're saying is it's a blue sky for the bronies?
It may very well be.
Yeah.
Right, gentlemen, we're gonna end the podcast here. We are definitely gonna end the podcast because I can feel.
Oh, come on!
I can feel things happening. Right, I'm gonna extend a thank you to our listeners. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna extend a double thank you to our Patreon backers, who for as little as $2 a month, you can be part of that exclusive crew. Come on, join the fun. There's room left yet. I don't think we've capped the amount of members. So come on, see if we can get to that limit. For as little as $2 a month, you get this. You get some extra page stuff as well, which on this week we are going to be mentioning a potential business deal. Yeah, like a venture. Ooh. Yeah. $2 a month. That's all it takes. So our Patreon backers are as follows. We have got Mr. Oh, that's the wrong person. Let me just check. We've got Mr. Andrew Bimpson of Rising of the Lights. We have got Mr. Doug Christ of 37 Effects, of Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and the Just Surprise Me podcast. We have got Mr. Hugh G-Rection.
Way.
Indeed. We have got Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups. We've got Mr. Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks podcast and the Second Button podcast. And that third podcast about trains. Is it about trains? I don't know. Off the rails, maybe, with the A train. That's the one. Get in. Boom. Nailed it. And we have finally got Mr. Ross Philpotts. Boom. Yes. Well, if you want to catch me online, I am Mr. BudgetPedalChap. You find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. YouTube is the home to the No Talk or Tone series, which this week features a video about a boost pedal. And there'll be another one at the end of the week, but I don't know. I've not edited it yet, so we'll see. Matt, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at heel_MattQ.
Yes, we can. And oh my gosh, it's Josh. Where can we find you?
You can find me at the Corona Mortis on Instagram, and you can also find the Guitar Geeks podcast with 2 brand new episodes. So go and check them out.
Boom. Yeah. Right. So from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap, from oh my gosh, it is Josh. And from Mr. Matt Quine, say bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Yeah. It will be a tatty bye and good night for this week. Right.
Reviews for the new Hogwarts Legacy are in. Most reviewers are giving it a 9 3/4, depending on the platform.
Hey.